What's good, Vikings fans? We're back with another dose of Vikings news, and today, it's all about the quarterback saga that's got us all on edge. J.J. McCarthy, our 2024 first-round pick, is the future of this franchise, but Kevin O'Connell's not ready to crown him QB1 just yet. Meanwhile, whispers of Aaron Rodgers eyeing a Super Bowl run with Minnesota are lighting up the fanbase. What's the real deal? Let's dive into the first piece of this puzzle. Last week, O'Connell sat down with Kay Adams and dropped some serious insight into why he's holding off on naming McCarthy the starter. "We can't even line up defensive players from our own team against him yet," he said, emphasizing that it's all about development right now. McCarthy's coming off a torn meniscus that wiped out his rookie season, but reports say he's been grinding at TCO Performance Center, looking sharp in workouts. So why the hesitation? Is KOC just being cautious? Or is there more to the story? Let's talk about the elephant in the room, Aaron Rodgers. The four-time MVP reportedly pitched the Vikings a one-year run at a Lombardi while offering to mentor McCarthy. That's a juicy offer for a team that won 14 games last season. But here's the kicker. O'Connell and GM Kwesi Adofo-Mensah seem locked in on McCarthy as QB1. So what's holding them back from saying it out loud? Stick with me because this drama's just getting started. Alright, Skull Nation, let's zoom in on J.J. McCarthy. The kid's got all the tools, poise, accuracy, and that Michigan swagger that led the Wolverines to a national title. In his lone preseason game last year, he went 11-for-17 for 188 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 pick. Not bad for a rookie, but after that meniscus injury, he spent 2024 on the sidelines, soaking up O'Connell's playbook and getting mental reps. Sources say he's now 110% healthy and dominating in off-season workouts. O'Connell's been raving about McCarthy's progress, saying he's had a phenomenal off-season and dismissing rumors that his rehab was behind schedule. But here's where it gets spicy. KOC's not rushing to name him QB1 because he wants McCarthy to earn it. Phase 1 of the off-season program is all about classroom work and conditioning, no live reps yet. Can McCarthy prove he's ready to lead a Super Bowl contender when the pads come on? What do you think, Vikings fans? Now, let's address those Rodgers rumors. The idea of a 41-year-old legend joining the Vikings sounds like a Hollywood script, but it's not as crazy as it seems. Rodgers reportedly reached out to Minnesota, offering a one-year stint to chase that elusive second ring. With weapons like Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and TJ Hawkinson, who wouldn't want to throw in this offense? But O'Connell's been clear. He's not interested in pausing McCarthy's development. Here's the twist. Some insiders, like Sports Illustrated's Albert Breer, say the Vikings listened to Rodgers' pitch but ultimately passed. Why? Because this team's all in on McCarthy. Still, the fact that Rodgers hasn't signed with another team, like the Pittsburgh Steelers, keeps the door cracked open. Could a shaky training camp from McCarthy change the game? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this one's got me torn. Let's shift gears to Kevin O'Connell, the quarterback whisperer himself. KOC's built a reputation for getting the best out of his signal callers, and he's got a detailed plan for McCarthy. During the offseason, McCarthy's been in weekly meetings with O'Connell, breaking down film and using virtual reality to simulate game reps. This guy's not just coaching, he's sculpting a franchise QB. But O'Connell's also pragmatic, trading for Sam Howell as a solid QB2 and keeping Brett Rippon as depth. O'Connell's reluctance to name a starter isn't about doubt, it's about process. He told Kay Adams that the team's still in teaching phase, with no need to rush decisions before phase 2, when coaches can hit the field with players. This approach screams confidence in McCarthy, but it also shows KOC's not afraid to keep his options open. Is this the right move? Or should he just name McCarthy QB1 and end the speculation? Hit me with your take. Now, let's talk about the Vikings roster, because holy skull, this team is loaded. Justin Jefferson, the NFL's best receiver, is ready to eat with McCarthy throwing him the ball. Jordan Addison's averaging 893 yards and 10 touchdowns a season, and Aaron Jones is a dual-threat beast in the backfield. Add in TJ Hawkinson, a 2-time Pro Bowl tight end, and this offense is a quarterback's dream. No wonder Rodgers was knocking on Minnesota's door. But here's the reality. This isn't a rebuilding team. The Vikings went 14-3 last season and have championship aspirations. McCarthy's got big shoes to fill after Sam Darnold's 4,319-yard, 35-touchdown campaign. Can a 22-year-old handle that pressure? McCarthy himself said, "I know I'm ready to start." And his chemistry-building sessions with Jefferson are a great sign. But will the veterans rally behind him? Let's hear your predictions. Let's dig into the Rodgers saga a bit deeper. The former Packers star confirmed on the Pat McAfee show that he's been in touch with O'Connell, a friend from their San Diego workout days 17 years ago. But Rodgers denied pitching himself as McCarthy's mentor, calling those reports overblown. Still, he didn't rule out playing in 2025, and with Minnesota's thin QB room, only McCarthy, Howell, and Rippon, some fans are wondering if there's still a chance. Posts on X are buzzing, with some claiming Rodgers could be a backup plan if McCarthy struggles in training camp. But let's be real. The Vikings didn't let Darnold walk and pass on Rodgers just to bench McCarthy. GM Kwesi Adofo-Mensah has been vocal about McCarthy as QB1, saying it's the plan all along. So, is the Rodgers talk just noise or a legit contingency? Weigh in below. Alright, let's look at the competition in the QB room. Sam Howell, acquired from Seattle during the 2025 draft, is a former starter with 22 career games under his belt. He's got experience, but his 21-21 touchdown-to-interception ratio doesn't scream QB1. Brett Rippon, with 4 career starts, is a reliable QB3 but not a real threat to McCarthy. Then there's undrafted rookie Max Brosmer, who's more of a long-term project. O'Connell's made it clear that McCarthy's the guy, but he's also setting up a day-by-day plan to push him. This isn't about coddling. It's about making sure McCarthy's ready to lead a contender. If he stumbles in training camp, Howell could get a look, but the Vikings' moves scream confidence in McCarthy. What's your vibe on Howell as a backup? Too risky or a smart safety net? Let's talk training camp, because that's where this QB battle will heat up. Starting in late July, McCarthy will finally face live reps against Brian Flores' nasty defense. Imagine him staring down Danielle Hunter and Andrew Van Ginkel. Talk about a trial by fire. O'Connell's promised McCarthy all the prerequisite work to shine, but the pressure's on to translate classroom reps into on-field magic. X-posts are hyping McCarthy's early workouts, with one claiming he dropped a 70-yard bomb to Jefferson in practice. True or not, that's the kind of splash play that could lock in his QB1 status. But if he struggles, could the Vikings make a last-minute call to Rodgers? The fanbase is split. Some want McCarthy now, others dream of Rodgers' veteran savvy. Where do you stand? As we head toward the 2025 season, the Vikings' QB decision will define their Super Bowl hopes. McCarthy's youth and upside are undeniable, but he's stepping into a high-stakes role. O'Connell's cautious approach shows he's betting on McCarthy long-term, but he's not closing the door on a veteran like Rodgers if things go south. With the NFC North stacked, every snap counts. Can McCarthy rise to the occasion? Let's not forget the bigger picture. This team's built to win now. The Vikings' offensive line, bolstered by Ryan Kelly and Will Fries, ranks 5th in the NFL at $64.4 million. That's protection McCarthy or whoever's QB1 can count on. But the clock's ticking, and training camp will be the ultimate test. Will McCarthy seize the moment, or will the Rodgers rumors linger? Share your bold predictions. Skull Nation, we're at the end of this wild ride, but the quarterback saga is far from over. J.J. McCarthy's got the keys to the Vikings offense, but Kevin O'Connell's keeping us guessing. Will McCarthy light up training camp? Or could Aaron Rodgers sneak into the picture? This is Vikings football, full of heart, hustle, and high drama. What's your take on QB1? Drop it in the comments, smash that like button, subscribe for more Vikings news, and share this with every fan in your crew. Let's keep the Skull spirit alive.